Possum.
Toot toot.
Toot toot, everybody.
Oh, toot toot.
Toot toot. It's good to be here, y'all. It's Wednesday at just almost made it on time this week.
Well,
It's just a few minutes past 8 p.m. You've settled down with your families on the couch to watch Big Howell and Possum.
isn't that nice?
That is a nice thing that people do. You know what? I'm seeing a little bit of production in the. I'm seeing a little something over. Why can't I even try? Oh, it's over here. It's over here. I tell you what.
Don't lose yourself in that nether world.
Oh! I tell you what. I'm gonna fix this so that future generations don't have to deal with it when they go back and review these tapes.
Oh, God, come back. Big Hal.
Oh, I'm back.
Oh, my God, what was
I'm
that
back.
like?
Is that?
You
There's
vanished.
still just a little fleck on that screen, isn't there?
You vanished into the desert.
All right, folks, I can only do this so long before it wearies my soul out. But I'm going to have to step back into the netherworld for one last quick trip.
Please be careful.
I will be very careful, Mr. Possum. I just got to get rid of this one little dot that is driving me crazy.
Big Hal's very particular. He's going to lose himself to the desert if he's not careful. They got teams of lizards up there, commode dragons.
Commode dragons?
Yeah.
Now, what is that?
You know how we was talking about Ted Bagless had that what they thought was an alligator underneath his house?
I do remember. Well, they thought it was a crocodile. They
Okay.
were playing citywide whack-a-mole with a crocodile.
Right. Turns out it was a commode dragon.
Oh, a commode dragon.
It's a special kind of dragon that lives under the sewer system.
Uh-huh. And that comes up through the commode.
Well,
Is that why they call it that? Because it comes up through your toilet?
Yes, or it could have been flushed down the other way, but it's got a connection to the commode.
Mm-hmm.
There's a something there.
Well, Ted Bagless has been having all sorts of problems down at the Bagless estate, but we'll get into those a little later.
Oh yeah.
He's got all kinds of problems. Anyway, it's 8 p.m. It's Wednesday night. You've made it through Hump Day. Congratulations! I got my Wednesday wet right here. We are ready to fill an hour with all kinds of delightful entertainment, as you're now accustomed. We got some toot toots over here in the chat. Don't be afraid to pop up in that chat. Let us know where you're tooting from. We got Nathan P, old Nathan P.
Toot toot.
Toot toot to Nathan. We got Up Late with Oliver. Says, "What's up, yo? Toot toot." Thank you for tuning in,
Toot toot.
Oliver. Glad you're up late with us.
Yes.
See that? See how I worked it right into his name?
Yep.
Casual Johnable's back again. Guess who's back? Back again.
Casual John.
Casual Johnable's back. Tell a friend.
Oh yeah.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Toot toot.
Johnable. Toot toot to you, sir. And then we got AT sign. Says toot toot with some real cool little like textual emojis in there that make it look like a road disappearing into the distance on either side.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Wish I could see that.
It's very difficult. He's colorblind. He's got these little beady eyes that dry out because he can't close them. So he's not able to look at anything on the computer screen.
Boy, you really get
tragedy.
me. You get me.
Yeah. Well, I empathize.
Yes.
I empathize. I've always had a real soft spot for animals.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
Toot toot.
Have I ever acted inappropriately towards you, Mr. Possum?
Not me, but you're not sexually attracted to me.
I think that's the point, right?
Well, that doesn't mean you ain't into some animals. You got a soft spot. Probably some, well, never mind.
This is a very, very, very serious allegation that you're bringing up right here at the top of the show.
It's just what people
Maybe
say.
we'll sort it out. Maybe we won't. Maybe we should stop thinking about it.
You tell me you see a bunny with mascara on, you aren't like, oh, who's she with?
Okay, Oliver is in the chat, and he's asking about. He drew a picture of us. Did we? We didn't put that in the bin.
Oh,
in the picture bin, did we?
We didn't put that in the picture bin.
Possum spent the better part of a day trying to get the picture that Oliver drew into the photo bin for us to show it to y'all. Unfortunately, I sabotaged the entire affair because I was in the drawing that our fan Oliver drew of us. I was drawn as a steaming pile of poo.
Sure was.
He drew a pile of poo, and he put my name, Big Howell, my full name, next to a pile of poo. So
was he wearing a cowboy hat? I don't remember.
No. Not even like a fun, sort of Pixar universe pile of poop with a hat on or anything like that. Just a fresh, it's like steaming a little bit.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Was it steam or was it stink lines?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Could be both.
Oliver. Was it?
Are you indicating it was a hot poop or just a particularly smelly one?
Now, was this poop that you're saying I am? Was it a poop that had steam lines coming off of it because it was a cold day and someone relieved themselves on the sidewalk and created me? Or perhaps was it a pile of poo of a less determinate age that simply continued to smell over time and thus was, crafting little stink lines so often drawn, so rarely seen stink lines.
Right.
You ever seen a stink line?
I've seen some stink lines.
Oh, you've seen stink lines?
I've got special vision for stink lines.
Can't see a computer screen, but he can see stink lines.
Yeah,
I guess, evolutionarily,
right.
You and your kind have been hunting down trash cans for thousands of years.
Right.
If not hundreds of thousands of years.
Yep. And that's just something we've developed, It's like a third nose, or a second nose, really. I mean.
Oh, okay. So Oliver is shifting the blame for the doo-doo picture.
What?
He's saying that was Penelope. That was his. That was. I from what I understand, these are siblings.
Okay.
And they like to draw together. The kind of thing siblings do.
Sure.
And Penelope drew me as a steaming pile of doo-doo.
Well.
And Oliver, I can't remember what Oliver drew. Sorry, I was so distracted by the negative one. I should have focused more on the positive one. Was it positive? Mine was you guys as old guys, he says.
Oh, right.
Old guys.
Were you a skeleton yet, or were you just aged?
Let me look. Let me just pull it up.
Sure.
Let me pull it up.
You can show it to the camera.
Yeah, we'll try that. So, because I do regret we did not get these into the bin.
I'm sorry.
We might have, maybe next time, don't draw me as poop, and we might be a little more, might have more urgency with how we display these.
I wonder why she did that. I wonder what made her see you as a pile of... Maybe that's just how she sees you. Maybe it's not like a lampoon. Maybe she's got that's how you show up in her mind's eye.
Mm-hmm.
Which is...
Now, are you saying that under certain circumstances that should not be considered an insult? To be drawn just in someone's... If someone just metaphorically sees you as a pile of either steaming or stinking duty... that's not something I should necessarily take as an insult. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Possum?
I think there's a 2% chance that was okay and that she's got some kind of a seeing problem.
Yeah, probably. There's a 2% chance that she just believes I literally am a steaming pile of duty.
Maybe.
Is that what you're saying?
2%, not much.
Yeah, well, let's see.
She probably just doesn't respect you.
Here we go. So here's the old man. Here's Oliver's picture. So let me just get that up to the camera. Ugh. Or let's go into the game. Let's go into the game screen. Why is it shifting over?
Are you asking me a technical question?
I can't get it. All right, so I'm abandoning this. It's over. That whole thing's over because the pictures are not even aligned correctly.
Oh.
So they're doing that thing where they flip every time you flip the camera around.
Shit.
So you know what? That'll be a little treat next week.
Sure.
But for now, I mean, we got other stuff to do. We got other stuff to talk about.
Yes.
We're gonna play a fun game tonight. We're gonna talk about some current events. A lot of stuff going on in the news. A lot of things happening.
Oh yeah.
Not much. Nothing much happening politically, but in other, sort of real world stuff. A lot going on. A lot of things happening around town. A lot of things happening in Ted Bagless's realm.
Yes.
From what I understand, they've encased his house in a big bag, so he's not really bagless anymore.
What?
They've encased his house in a big, like a big, I don't know what you call those things, like a space bubble kind of thing.
Oh, like a circus tent?
Yeah, it looks a little bit like a circus tent when you drive by. You're like, what's going on there? But then you see all these government guys hanging around and stuff.
Oh my God! Is it because of? Why is it like that?
Well, I thought for a second it might have been the crocodile, or as you called it, the commode dragon.
Right.
Which I'm not sure. Not sure biologically there's a difference between those two things. Seems more like a issue of nomenclature.
Dragons breathe fire, Big Owl. I think there's a nomenclature there. Kiss my grits.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Sorry, I get a little salty.
Yeah, those expressions are the axle which pulls us down the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how we get from one place to another.
Right.
When we're speaking to Mr. Possum. So we got we got Casual Johnable saying toot toot for fan art. We'll have to do, you know what? Give us a toot toot here in the chat. Let us know where you're tooting from. But also, send us your fan art. Go ahead and make some fan art.
Yes.
Let's balance this out a little bit. Maybe draw me as like a human person of an age where I'm not decrepit.
Yeah.
Maybe draw us as a happy, pair of friends. Just doing what we're doing, which is entertaining the good people of America and Alaska and the Nevada desert, and all our Hollywood producers who are just giggling up a storm here behind the camera.
Yes, we do open these things. We just don't air them sometimes because the insults make us slow.
Mm-hmm.
It slows us
I
down.
find myself very slowed by negativity.
Yes.
I always have been.
Takes all the toot out.
Yeah, I've found, generally speaking, I feel lifted and elevated and motivated and more entertaining, I think, as a host and as a friend to you.
Yes.
When I'm surrounded on all sides by positivity and a complete lack of any kind of criticism, constructive or otherwise. Those are my goals.
That's the grease for the wheels.
Yep.
Feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good feelings.
Yep. So what happened with you this week, Mr. Possum?
Well,
seems like only yesterday we were together. Last Wednesday. For me, the time just shot right by.
Yes, because you're having a good time.
Because I was having a blast.
Yeah, that's good.
I was just having a blast out there.
I'm glad you're doing well.
Went up to Chicago this last weekend.
Yes.
Chicago, Illinois.
Shit, I was with you, Big Owl.
Yeah, I know.
Remember that?
I do remember it.
Yeah.
I barely, though, because it just shot right by.
Yeah, the shooting.
Quick trip.
Pew pew.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I went to the movies this weekend.
You went to the movies?
Yeah, I sure did.
What'd you go see?
Well, I took my little nephew Ricky to see Jurassic Kingdom.
Oh, Jurassic Kingdom. I didn't even know that was out yet.
Yeah, it's out.
Okay. How was that? Did you enjoy Jurassic Kingdom?
Dog, it was terrible.
Oh, it was bad?
Oh, my God. Too many dinosaurs.
I've heard that complaint.
Really,
I've heard that criticism.
Too many. It really scared Ricky.
Yeah, little Ricky. He's probably freaking out.
Oh,
those things could really get you.
Are you kidding me? I mean, one or two dinosaurs, but this thing was lousy with. When he's sitting there, he's covering his eyes.
It was a whole kingdom.
There's a whole kingdom.
The whole kingdom of dinosaurs.
Yeah, a whole organizational structure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have the king and the queen. And,
Yeah.
oh, my God. Anyway, Ricky's covering his eyes because he's so scared, and he's just asking me what's going on the whole time, you know? Like, he won't even look.
Right. So you had to tell him what was happening in the movie, which, you know.
Yes.
That's not the most fun way to watch a movie.
No, it's not. And Ricky's like, oh, what's going on now, Uncle Possum? And I'll be like, oh, there's a brontosaur. He's running from a tyrannosaur.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just like that.
That sounds like what happens in those movies.
And he's like, what's happening now, Uncle Possum? And I go, well, there's an apatosaurus fighting an ankylosaur.
You know more of these dinosaurs than I do.
Shit, I pay attention double. I had to narrate the dang thing.
Right.
And I'm like, why are you so scared? Why do you want to hear about it? Whatever. You know, why don't you just go walk out? Shit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what's happening now, Uncle Possum? And I go, well, there's a brachiosaur chasing a hadrosaur. There he is.
That hadrosaur's in trouble.
So then I pick little Ricky up and start walking to the door. You know, the movie's over. And little Ricky goes, what's happening now, Uncle Possum? And I go, well, there's an eyesore, and it's making my ass sore. Toot, toot.
Toot, toot, Mr. Possum. Toot,
yes.
toot. That was a good one.
Oh, thank you.
That was a real good one. I loved it.
I had time to come up with a joke because I was bored out of my tits watching that dinosaur movie.
Well, anything else happen with you?
I'm alive. I
You're
survived
alive?
the week. How about you? Other than Chicago, what you been doing? How's your week?
Well, we went up to Chicago together.
Yeah.
We performed. We were welcomed with open arms. We got up to Chicago, and they just said, "The town is yours. Welcome to." They called it Possum Town, which I chose to not take offense at, even though I was there.
They sure did say that.
Yeah, they said, "Welcome to Possum Town," and they gave us the key to the city.
Didn't work in any of the doors I tried.
Yeah. Well, once you're in there, you don't really need the key anymore. That's kind of the irony of it.
Hey.
But it will get us back in. We will be able to go back to Chicago now.
Okay. Well,
we have the key.
If it's gated, we'll get in. So there's
Yeah,
like a just-in-case key.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll use that. I'll keep that key.
It gets you through the tolls. You wave it out the window. You go, woo.
Okay.
And they go, oh, that's the key to the city. You don't need to pay these tolls.
Oh my God, I wouldn't want to hang out the window if I dropped it.
Yeah, it was a pretty big key, wasn't it?
Could be anybody's key at that point.
Yeah, it's true. Pretty valuable.
I'm probably gonna swallow it.
You're gonna swallow the key to Chicago.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna swallow it, and then when we need it, I'll just hark it
You'll
up.
just hork it right back up.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'll let you know. I mean, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would get very far in the old gut.
Probably not. I'll just hang on to it.
It's got that big old, ring at the top of it. That thing will probably just sit right around. It'd probably be pretty comfortable inside you.
It'd be cute if
That
I was
key to the
jangling
city.
some, if I had a little key jangle when I shook my body. I don't know.
I don't know either. What are we doing tonight? What are we doing?
Well,
We got a game. We got some current events. We got some toot-toots going on in the chat. Let's see. Oliver is still tooting at us. Oliver.
well, he's on Guff probation from last week. He's from House Guffendor. You know, it's usually just throwing just wizard level guff at us.
Yeah.
And I
But
hope that he behaves.
he's doing real good tonight. What is your all's favorite spooky movie? Says
Ooh.
Casual Johnable.
Ooh,
Mr. Possum, what's your favorite spooky movie?
ooh. I think I'm gonna have to say Hellraiser.
Oh man, you took one of my top choices. But yeah, what do you like about Hellraiser so much?
Well, it rings a personal bell because one time I accidentally conjured a pinhead and I became a Cenobite.
Did you go to the labyrinth? Did you go to the?
I had the
hell
leather
universe?
clothes and all that
Wow.
stuff. I had chips bags on my body because that's how I died. You know, they fed me a bunch of chips.
Yeah,
I had a time.
chips.
Yeah,
That's how the Cenobites took you down. They fed you chips.
Yeah, they overfed me with chips. The pleasures. Oh, the
Yeah.
pleasures.
Sometimes they do it with the pleasures, and sometimes they do it with the pain. It
Well,
sucks.
it got painful once my guts busted. But
Sure.
It was mostly pleasure.
Sure.
Because that's what I'd do if I found a bunch of chips anyway. I'm like, y'all ain't doing nothing I wouldn't do to myself.
Yeah. Now, bro, did you have to suck your way to back to life like Frank?
What do you mean suck my way back to life?
I mean, suck the energy from living humans to get your skin and your body back to become a corporeal again.
Yes.
Did you have to do that?
I did that. Yeah, I had like a little trap.
So you did suck your way back to life.
Yeah, I had like
So
a
what
honey
I
pot.
said, you did that.
I did that.
You sucked your way back to
I
life.
sure did. I
Yeah,
had to.
okay.
I didn't want to
Sure.
live there forever.
Right. No, it's terrible over there.
It's not great.
The reviews of it are awful. You been on Yelp for the Hellraiser Labyrinth?
Accurate. They are accurate. You can't find the dang break room. And I'm
bad.
like, does anybody take a break?
No, they don't.
Oh my God.
They love it. They seem to love it over there.
Nobody's
They
having
can't
a
get
good time.
enough. They cannot get enough.
I mean, they're all the time talking about pleasure.
Pleasure.
That's sleazy pleasure. That's what that is. Sleazy leisure. Leisure. Nobody's having a good time. Anyway, I made it out. I killed some stray cats and a couple of guys that didn't have family and lured them into a situation where I was just able to, suck their energies out.
Yeah.
I did what I had to do.
How'd you lure them?
I had a little I had a honey pot.
Oh, okay.
Something to really get them in.
Now, are you talking about a literal honey pot, like Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah.
Like an actual pot of honey?
I had a warm vat of honey.
So like just an everyday sort of real estate salesman or a businessman would come walking by the house and they'd look in the window and they'd see like an actual literal, like sort of round Winnie the Pooh type.
Yes. Ceramic.
Like pot of honey with just that big goo and honey coming out on all sides.
Oh, spilling.
And then they would run into the house and they would just get in there with their hands and just be. It
worked 100%.
Worked every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yes. I would be like, here was my come on. I'd be like, hey, when's the last time you had a handful of honey? Mm-hmm. And they're like, never. And I'm like, well, life is short, dingus. Get in here.
Life's even shorter now.
Yeah.
Because they start going, and then you come at them with the claw side of that claw hammer.
Yeah.
Just bing, right in the back of the skull.
Yeah.
Just done.
Had to do it. Life is cannibalistic.
Just life's over at that point.
Yes, we all eat each other in life.
And then you just and so you were like some kind of just like a skeletal, sort of a bloody skeletal.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, like not the shell, because the shell is what you're going for, but you were like just the bloody skeleton of a possum.
Right, and then I was kind of muscly.
That seems very scary. That seems like that would have scared the crap out of me to see that.
Well, I hid in it. I didn't let them see me.
Sure.
I was in the shadows going, and just my voice alone was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when's the last time you had honey? And they're like, who's that? Sounds like a waitress at Waffle House or something.
So you gave them some nice final moments before you took their much needed life force to raise yourself back from the hell world.
I guess the honey was nice, but I didn't really make any other hospitable efforts.
Right.
I just gave them free honey.
Sure.
Actually, it wasn't free. I did charge him for it. But it was cheap.
Right, okay.
I was like, $10 for a hork on this honey pot.
Sure. $10 for a big paw.
Because, life isn't enough. I need some money.
Right, and so that worked 100% of the time. $10
Yeah.
to scoop a little honey into your own mouth with your own hand?
Buddy.
With a voice that's coming from the corner from like a little possum skeleton? That worked.
I can't believe it hardly myself, and I'm surprised at how gross humans
This world we live in, I tell you what, there's a sucker born every minute. Mm-hmm. There's a sucker killed every minute. Also.
A honeysucker born every minute. Oh, fix my hat.
I'm just going to put your hat a little bit back here.
Okay.
So see how you can see now?
Oh.
You see how you can see?
I feel so silly.
Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite?
You thought you were blind, but it was just your hat.
I can see everything now. It turns out I just have my hat too low.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But what's your favorite spooky movie?
Oh, that is tough. I was hoping in that conversation that I would have enough time to
avoid it?
To avoid this question. But I mean, there's so many that I love. There's so many that I love.
Cop-out answer.
Okay. Let's talk. Talk me through. What are some of the big ones? What are some of the big?
Well, have you ever seen the...
Well, I love. Okay, I'm a big fan of the Friday the 13th series. I'm a big fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I love those movies. Those are great. They're spooky as heck. But I also like the old Hammer movies a lot. I like the Christopher Lee Draculas.
Oh, yes.
So I it's tough to pick. It's tough to pick a favorite.
Well, I'll say out of the Freddy movies, what's the best Freddy movie? You talking about the Karate one?
That is difficult. I like the one where the guy goes into the Nintendo player.
What?
That's the one where the world has ended. That's like the last one. That's Freddy's dead, isn't it?
Freddy got fingered?
That's Freddy got fingered.
Okay, yeah. That was tight.
That's probably my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
Freddy got fingered, the one where the guy goes into a Nintendo player.
Okay.
All right. So AT sign says mine is wizard level guff. Toot toot.
Toot toot.
That would make a great movie. That would just make can you imagine that? All right, so wizard level guff. Here, let's make this movie for our dear viewers.
Okay.
All right? So wizard level guff would be a guy gets an enchanted can of Guff Alert hot soda.
I love it.
And he shakes that boy up, right? And he just finds as he opens it up that, I don't know, maybe it asks him a question, or he has a thought in his mind, or maybe he says guff, wizard level guff 3 times or something, and he ends up in the Guff universe. So now he's in the Guff Alert like labyrinth.
Oh.
Right? And you got all the different Guffabites coming at him, right?
Yes.
So
Love it.
and he's just I don't know, just it's almost like a Wonka type factory of different hot soda, different flavors of hot soda.
When did it get scary? It sounds good. It sounds...
I think it gets scary when all the people start being, start overdoing it and falling into like a pool of hot soda, being boiled alive in hot soda.
Ooh.
Not that would be the worst way to go.
Well, at least you take a drink.
But I think that would be why not just drink it?
I'd drink it dry, and then I wouldn't be drowning no more. Go.
That's just classic. That's the advice you want to give to everybody who's drowning.
Drink it.
Just drink it.
Just hold your nose and start scooping it.
If you're Phil Collins there, you're watching that guy drown in a lake, and you're writing a song. How about, hey, genius, Mr. Collins, how about instead of penning that there tune while that guy's drowning and going, here, there's going to be a big old drum solo that I'm going to, sell to football stadiums in my later days. How about instead of writing all that stuff down on your little nerdy staff paper, how about you just go, hey, buddy, you ought to drink that.
Yes.
You ought to drink all that.
Or have a drink himself.
Just keep drinking until you ain't drowning.
Right.
Just keep drinking until you ain't drowning.
I have to say that's
going to be a chapter in my book. I'm working on a self-help book, and that would thank you very much to AT sign or at sign. That's what it is.
Oh,
that sounds like the internet, doesn't it?
Yeah,
at sign. That's
I get
what it
it.
is. Yeah. I thought maybe it was an Appalachian Trail reference. AT sign.
Hey,
like
it could
there
be.
it is. There, it's right there. All right, folks. Let's get back into our main screen. That Guff Alert, as always, was brought to you by Guff Alert Hot Soda.
Ooh.
The only soda in the self-heating can. Just shake it, and that soda becomes quite hot for you. No need to put it in the microwave, but be sure to drink it before it explodes or melts in your hand.
Hot Guff.
Mm-hmm.
Melt the hair off your scalp.
Yeah,
But
sure
don't
will.
put it on your scalp. Drink it.
Yep. Do not wash your hair with hot Guff Alert soda.
Oh, you'll never.
Cannot say that enough.
Oh my God.
That will hurt.
It's sad that you have to tell people.
That
this
will
stuff.
sure hurt. Do you want to get into the Okay, so Guffabites. Nathan says Guffabites are a great snack when you don't got time for a road meal.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Guffabites.
Guffabites. Are they hot? Is that made by Guff Cola?
I think it's a good idea for Guff Alert hot soda to have some little Guffabites that you could have off to the side, almost like one of those Lipton sides. You know those things It's like hot rice or hot pasta.
Ooh.
You get them in the grocery store. But you got to put boiling water in those. But a Guffabite, you could probably just shake that thing up and then open it up. And then chains come from all the walls and stuff and pull you apart, pull you to shreds while the Guffabites come out and consume your soul and take you over to the hell dimension.
Yeah, it's all about consequences.
Yep. Life is about consequences.
It's, one thing leads to another.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Possum, I wanted to say you've been carrying this fish around all week.
Yes, sir.
You've been carrying the living fish around all week. We talked about this last week. You found a mounted trout in the garbage.
Yeah.
And we discovered last week that when you spoke to it, it responded. It just went, Emily, Emily.
Yes.
Emily. That this mounted trout seemed to be haunted by some prior love or some love from its earlier life when it was a happy little trout swimming in the stream.
Right.
And now it's mounted to a wall and it's saying one thing over and over and over again.
It appears to be alive.
Well, yes. I think it depends on your definition of alive. I would say maybe it's being animated by a spirit.
Yes.
Which maybe that is alive.
By
you know what? That's just
miracle
live.
spirit.
We're both animated by spirits. We just happen to have more to say than the old trout that you've got here.
But
you know what I mean?
Here's the thing, Big Hal. He's starting to come to. I knew if we gave him enough time, he would start to, come out of that funk he was in. Maybe just getting over Emily or something. And I
have you had longer conversations with has he said more than Emily?
Just this morning he started coming to. I'm going to reach out into the netherworld.
Yeah, I can see it. Your arm disappears. Your arm sort of back to the futures there as you reach out into the Nevada desert.
Here he is.
Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, praise the living fish. We're gonna hear him say. We're gonna hear him probably say what? Emily again? Is that right?
We'll see.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Let's. Hey there, Mr. Fish.
Ready?
Singing a little song there.
Seems like he's alive to me.
That's amazing.
And
la 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 long, la 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 long, long.
Have you
That's
heard
a great song.
You heard that song before?
Oh, have I heard this song?
I've never heard it.
You've never heard Sweat?
No, I love it. I love that song. I just heard it. I thought he made it up.
You thought the Living Fish made that song up. No, that's an old song. That's from the night. I swear to God, I touched a boob to that song back in like the early 90s.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
I will always remember that song.
How come you ain't never showed me this song?
Well,
you know I like songs like that about sweat and about pushing. You know I like that stuff.
Yeah. I'm sorry I never introduced you to that song. It's just I wasn't trying to feel your boob. Well, so I never felt the need to revisit that topic.
Next time you hear a song about sweat, show it to me. And I thank you.
All right. So you need to hear the sweaty song.
I really like songs about sweat.
Now, what is it about sweat songs that you feel you need to hear them?
I'm not sure, and I think that's why I like it. I'm puzzled.
Do you sweat? Do you sweat, or do you have like one of those dog things where you sweat? Or you like sort of you pant? Do you pant or do you sweat?
I pant.
Okay.
Yes, I do the dog thing. I get all my heat out through my hot mouth.
Yeah. You got summer mouth going on right now.
Oh, my God. Look at this backdrop we have here. That's my mouth.
Yeah.
This is basically a close-up of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
In the Nevada desert.
Yeah. So you got a little sage brush kind of rolling through.
But the thing is, Big House, sweat sounds nice.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it's wet. Sounds like it cools you. It rolls off you. You don't got to be breathing out your mouth so much.
So you're jealous of human beings' ability to sweat.
I wouldn't say jealous. I do covet sweat.
Yeah.
Is
So
that jealous?
Yeah, you're jealous.
I covet it.
You're jealous of a human being's ability to cool myself off by just squirting a little juice out my armpits.
Yes, you just sit there and squirt. You don't gotta work for it, get out of breath.
Yeah.
I love that.
It is cool. It's really cool. So it's probably one of the, it's one of the big highlights. It's one of the big features of being a human being is that we get hot. We're just like, and we just squirt it on out.
I like how y'all got all these features. Y'all got all these special features that you enjoy.
We got a lot of features.
My features just that I can see stink lines. It sucks. It sucks to be me sometimes, Big Al. I hate to throw a pity party, but I'd like to sweat.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, I mean, you can smell really well too, right? Can't you? You got this big old sniffer here, right? You can smell pretty well.
Yeah.
You seem like you got sinuses that run like, say, all the way up here.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
You got like a big cannon for sniffing. So I don't understand why you need to see smell lines.
It tells me where the extra stank is.
Right, but can't you just smell in directions and stuff?
Yes, but the stank lines don't hurt.
Okay, all right.
I mean, do you really need a smartphone? Couldn't you just get around?
I do need a smartphone.
Oh.
I was lost 100% of the time before I had a smartphone.
What about like a car? Do you really need a car?
Yes, I need a car. Because if I start walking somewhere, my calves just start cramping up, and I can't do it.
Sounds like you need a drink.
Yeah, I need a drink of my Wednesday wet. All right, let's see. @ says, can we raise some money to get Possum some sweat glands? Yes.
Yes.
A sweat transplant?
I love that.
That sounds great. Maybe we could get the Cenobites to help you with that, because that could be part of you. Well, maybe you don't want to bring them back.
No.
You had a bad experience with them, didn't you?
No, don't ever invite them in. You're trapped.
It'd be cool if you could rebuild yourself. It'd be cool if you could go to the Cenobite world, and then when you rebuild yourself back, you kind of give yourself enhancements. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. You could give yourself some sweat glands.
I'd like to do this without the Cenobites, Big Al, because they flip it on you. You're like, hey, I want to sweat, and then they make you drown in your own sweat for an eternity or something. They're always, all the time, just, wishmastering you.
Yeah, they are Yep, they're monkey's pawing you.
I can't stand that monkey's paw.
Yeah, everything's got a catch to it.
Why does everything got to be a goddamn boomerang?
Right, that's true. That's a good complaint. It's write that down on the complaints list.
Yes.
Or put it in the complaint box.
Two boomerangs.
They're in the labyrinth. So, all right. Tell the people in the chat. Oh, thank you, Oliver. Appreciate it, Oliver. Tell the people in the chat to give a like and subscribe. Go ahead and like the show you're watching right now. Subscribe to it. Come back to us every Wednesday night at 8 p.m.
Here's the thing.
Bev Niner Hour of Entertainment.
We know you like it, but we need to prove that love with your finger. Hit that like button.
Smash like.
Yes.
And subscribe. Do it. Toot toot,
prove
everybody.
Your love.
Let's talk about the news. You want to get into the news?
Love it.
Let's do it.
Love it.
All right. Here we are. TedBaglessNews.net. Like most Americans, we get our news from Ted Bagless, our one source for news. Mm-hmm. And Ted has had an interesting week, and it's come through in the current events page on his web domain.
Okay.
So our top story: Ted Bagless's house infested with nerds.
Nerds.
He's infested with nerds.
Bagless. Oh my God.
Bagless, you poor, miserable soul.
What happened?
Well, I think it's the same. I was saying earlier, they put a big bag around Ted Bagless's house, right?
Yeah.
And they've and a bunch of government clowns are poking around in there, and it appears to me to be that they're doing experiments on Ted Bagless's new girlfriend.
Oh, he's still dating that E.T.?
Yeah, he doesn't call her an ET, but he does say that the government, that a bunch of nerds, he calls them his girlfriend's friends. But if you read the situation, it's very clear. They put a bag, like, your girlfriend's friends don't show up, put a bag around your house, only enter the house through tubes, wearing like astronaut outfits, wearing like airtight, things.
Oh my God!
And then put your girlfriend on a little table and just poke at her and stuff and take her speaking spell away. They don't do that.
Shoo-wee, this is disturbing.
Your girlfriend's friends don't do that.
He thinks they're her friends? Bagless.
Yeah, I mean, but the way the whole thing's written, it's like he's complaining that all these nerds are in his house. Meanwhile, his girlfriend's turning white. And just turning into, this chalky white thing.
She's sick.
She's sick. She wants to phone home, Bagless. She's an alien. She's an ET from outer space.
He don't want to hear it.
Get it through your head.
He don't want to hear it. He don't even want to call her
your girlfriend's an ET. Come on,
man. Wake up, Bagless. She's an
Wake
ET.
Up.
She's sick. She don't belong here. She's turning flaky.
You need to get one of them neighborhood kids to put her in a basket in a bike and bike her on down to the woods where her home planet can come pick her up.
Did you get to see her? Something's different.
Have I seen Bagless's girlfriend?
Yes, have you seen her?
Yeah, I've seen her.
Something's different about her.
Well, she's wearing a wig lately.
She got that wig?
She's been wearing a wig and a little hat.
And carrying that little flower pot?
Mm-hmm.
But she's got these legs, Big Hal. She's got some sexy legs.
You would call those sexy.
Oh, yeah.
Those little...
No, not...
Those little walrus fins she's got going on there at the bottom.
You're thinking of the movie.
You would call those sexy?
She has long, bronzed, shiny legs. They look great. You haven't seen her? You're just looking in the window. You gotta call her out in the porch or something.
I'm not getting her out in the porch. She's dying on a table. We're trying to rescue this little ET.
Well, I was looking at her legs before she got sick. I was looking at her legs before she got sick. If she gets better, look at them legs. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I will. I'll take a look at Bagless's girlfriend's legs.
Don't cost nothing.
Which I thought it might cost me something.
Could be a little confusion.
Yeah. I don't want to be aroused by an ET, but maybe that. You know what? This does make sense because the time that I did see her, she was kind of. It was an ET, but she was like high off the ground, and I think maybe I just didn't look at her legs.
There you go. You thought she was on a bike or something.
Now, do you think it's possible that all the nerds, all the scientists that have descended on Bagless's house, do you think it's possible that they're trying to figure out how an ET got long, sexy legs?
Yes.
Like what happened there? Maybe the E.T. bred with your Cindy Crawford or such?
Yes. I think so. Because
maybe we got ourselves an E.T. Crawford.
Ooh. Oh, you remember that?
Maybe we got ourselves a Sports Illustrated swimsuit E.T.
Maybe they're trying to see what's going on with them legs. I do think that. Because they've seen an E.T. They know what that is.
Yeah.
The government's seen an E.T., but not one this sultry.
So we got our white chalky ET on the table there, dying because she can't phone home.
Right.
But then we got them Cindy Crawford legs flopping around, kicking them nerds off. Sounds like a real mess to me.
It's complicated.
Sounds like Bagless has stepped in some kind of very weird situation.
He's going through a rough time.
Yeah. All right, we got a question here from Casual Johnable. Does an opossum paw provide any special powers? Does your paw provide any powers?
Not, my hands are kind of clammy.
Your hands are kind of clammy.
I can pick up stuff without grabbing it.
Yeah. You actually don't need that. You don't need a thumb as much as I do because your hands are just sticky. You can pick up a piece of paper with just your hand.
Right. Yeah,
I've seen it happen.
Yes.
It's disgusting.
Other than that, is it disgusting?
That was an aside. You don't need to worry about it. That was just to the camera.
All
okay, so We got next up, we got Today in History. Microsoft invents the click. Bagless is excited about this. He has a website. He does it all for clicks. He loves the click.
Huh.
Now, if you think about this is something we take for granted nowadays. Clicks. We're all just in it for them.
Yes.
We want you to click, like, and subscribe. That's part of the deal here. That's how we get paid.
We get paid? You been getting money? How?
I meant metaphorically, like we get paid in likes and subscriptions. Like I don't actually mean that I make money off of this. I don't mean that I make money off of you being here next to me.
I'm getting a little Macaulay Culkin vibe here.
So, Microsoft invents the click. Now, before this, you may not remember this because you're a possum and you guys lived for 5 years or something. So, you may not remember this, but before the click, before they invented this sound right here, hang on a second. You hear that?
It's a nice sound.
Oh, that's the click. That's the click, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice. Now, before that, if you wanted to get a new document or move on to a different topic or go to a different page, or you wanted the librarian to bring you a different book to look at because you got a reference, you remember that? You had to yank that big cord. You had to yank the big cord, and it would go, honk, honk.
Yeah.
They had hongs.
Yeah.
But now we got clicks, and I think it's much better. I hated living in a world of hongs.
How come? I kind of liked it.
I mean, it was sad. Well, it was sad. No, I'm nostalgic for it when I hear them.
Yeah.
When I hear a how, I'm nostalgic for it.
Yeah.
But I got to say, for day-to-day stuff, everything that you're doing now on the computer, just having that going.
You make a strong point. It does seem easier.
It's a lot better.
I miss that sound, though.
Now, have you ever watched that Star Trek show? You ever watch that? You ever watch that, I don't know, Next Generation? You ever watch that Voyager?
Sure.
Any of those shows?
Yeah.
That Deep Space Nine, you ever seen those?
Yep.
You know how they're just always like, all of them are at computers. And all the computers, all the time, are going,
Jabbering.
all of them. Everywhere they turn, there's a computer going, like making little sounds like that. That'd be horrible.
Yeah.
That'd be the worst.
They probably don't even hear it anymore, Big Al.
It's such a silly thing that they're saying that the future is going to get more loud. I mean, I think we're getting quieter and quieter. I think the future is just going to, every once in a while, if you were on a Star Trek ship, if you were on the SS Valiant, right? I think you would just, like twice a day when you got to change direction, you would just hear this. That's it.
God, may I posit a theory?
I would love it if you posited a theory.
Do you remember when vehicles went from loud gas guzzlers to quiet electric cars? Do you remember that? How now they started adding sounds that sounded like cars, like vroom vroom. And
yeah, vroom vroom. Yeah.
They started, and sometimes it would be in a voice, vroom vroom.
Sure.
And it's to remind pedestrians to look out.
I don't like that. I don't care for it.
I like the vroom vroom because
I think there should be quiet. I think all cars should be quiet.
I'm a target.
I think all cars should shut up.
I like a nice vroom vroom warning.
Thing is, though, if all cars were quiet, we wouldn't need them to make noise anymore because we would live in a quieter world.
Except for all this.
Right away, we would all live in a quieter world, and then we would be more aware of quieter sounds. No. So you would hear the car on the pavement because the world would be quieter. Nope. That would be good.
Nope.
Quieter world gets a big thumbs up from Big Hal, and it gets a head shake from Mr. Possum.
It's because I need to know these 2-ton things are trying to kill me. I need a warning. It might be a quieter world until you hear screaming animals with broken bones yelling in your front yard. Yeah. Help! Help!
Well, I mean, I kind of feel like human beings have had to reckon with running over small animals for a long time.
Oh.
And we've just I think we've kind of we've kind of made our peace with that.
Are you
I
guys
gotta
okay?
Say, yeah, we're okay.
You okay?
I think we're okay with it.
Oh, good. I worry about you.
I think we're.
The weight that.
Yeah. I think that's just been a problem for so long that I think we've all just kind of we've moved past it a little bit.
Oh, good. I'm glad you found peace. I'm so glad. It's really good.
Exclusive. Ted Bagless exclusive. Everybody is working for the weekend.
Oh, Bagless.
Now, Bagless got an exclusive here from an Eddie Money song. Ted Bagless, this is interesting to me because Ted Bagless is claiming some kind of exclusivity from the chorus of like a 30-year-old Eddie Money song.
I thought Men at Work did that song. Am I confusing it because it's working?
Yes.
Oh.
Men at Work, they worked. Men at Work worked for money. Eddie Money worked for the weekend.
Oh.
That's how you remember it.
That's tricky.
Yep. Okay. But do you have it now?
Yeah,
Can you do it now?
Yeah.
Can you do it? Men at Work worked
for money.
For money. Eddie Money worked
for Eddie Money.
For the weekend.
Oh, for the weekend.
Yep.
He worked for himself, though. He didn't have no boss.
No, we all work. The thing is, everybody's working for the weekend.
Now, does he mean working on the weekend, or are they just trying to get past?
They're just trying to get through it. They're just trying to get to the weekend.
I never got that. I thought
everybody's working for the weekend. And this, if you click on this, if you give this a little toot, if you give this a little click, you will find that it's just the lyrics to the Eddie Money song, which actually those lyrics aren't even really about. The lyrics don't explain anything.
No, it's instructions for how to get loved by Eddie Money. It's like, you want a piece of my heart?
Yeah.
You better start from the start.
You better start from the start. Which I don't know the fact that he's talking about the weekend, it's like is he saying like you need to start first thing Saturday morning?
Yeah.
On his heart?
Yeah.
Is that what he's saying?
He's like, don't be coming around 9 o'clock Sunday night.
Yeah.
Want a piece of my heart. It's like, hey, didn't you have all weekend to get my heart?
Yeah.
That's what he means.
That's interesting.
Probably.
But I think the broader point that Bagless is making by claiming some kind of exclusivity here is just that everybody we're all sick of working. We're not working to come in the next day and get back to work. We're working to be at the weekend, which is where we don't have to work for a couple days.
Shit, I can't imagine going to work any day of the week, so toot toot.
Toot toot to that.
Yes.
Would you say that because you don't have a job, would you say that your life is work?
It feels like work.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So what kind of weekend, Mr. Possum, are you working to?
Oh, like my ideal dream weekend that I look forward to, that I live for?
Because I feel like the fact that you don't have a job and can't get one because you're an animal.
Yeah.
So you can't get a job. You can't get a conventional job. What do you feel like you're working towards when you set out, on your nightly, whatever, you got to scrounge through some garbage cans and you got to feed yourself. You got to feed the wife. You got to feed little Ricky. Like, what are you working towards? What's your, what's the finish line for you? When you step out and you're walking around and you're seeing these different, trash cans and things.
I'll tell you.
What's the finish line?
Big Hal, I'm a simple creature. I really just like to get a full belly at a good deal.
Uh-huh.
And that's my ideal of a good night. And then I go home and I go back to that beanbag chair and I just really just once come back to that chair and a snake not be in it. That's all I really want.
That's the goal. The big goal for you is for you to come back to your house, sit in your favorite beanbag chair.
Yes, sir.
And have a snake not be in it.
I would like a snake-free beanbag chair.
Yeah.
That's almost like somebody putting a cobra in my beanbag chair.
You almost said snake bag chair.
That's what it's come to.
Have you checked the tag on it to see that it's not filled with snakes? And that might be why.
Inside the bag?
Inside the bag. It might be a snake bag chair.
Hot damn.
If it's a snake bag chair, all it needs is one little hole. And then every time you sort of step up from it, one of them cobras is going to sneak right out of that hole.
Oh, this makes so much sense, because the way it wriggles and writhes, I thought it was just like a waterbed. But
Wow.
there's snakes in it?
You got a snake bag chair. I didn't know. I thought they stopped making snake bag chairs like back in the like late 70s. I didn't know they were still making snake bag chairs.
Well, shit, I think I might have the last one. Thing's lousy with it.
Yeah.
And I got bites.
Yeah.
I go on vision quests. I get venom dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
Those are all the symptoms of the classic snake bag chair, which are why they stopped making them.
And
Because people were going on venom dreams.
It makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I sit around and I sit on that snake chair and I play my flute. My flute. And I'm charming them out of that hole.
Are you sure you have a flute? Or do you think that might be just another aspect of your venom dreams?
It could be. Do I have a flute?
Can you play flute?
Yeah, I think.
We need to check on that. We need to find out whether or not you actually have a... Here, let me just relieve you of that.
Fix me up?
Well, it's fallen off of you.
I'll put it back on. I don't feel right without it.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll fix it.
It's kind of part of your whole deal.
Yeah.
It's kind of essential to your look.
Oh, yeah.
There we
Toot
go. Toot toot.
Back in
All
the
right.
game.
All right, we got a couple more headlines here. Bugs eat money.
Duh.
Part of Bagless's whole sort of crusade. I think he's got this thing against metal money because he thinks all metals are going to melt eventually.
Right.
But he's saying paper money, bugs are eating it. He put a little dollar bill in one of his roach containers, and they ate it. They ate the dollar bill. So now he's all freaking out because what are you gonna do? What do you do? So you can't have metal money. You can't have gold. It's gonna melt. You can't have classic, crisp dollar paper money because when the bugs take over, which is happening more and more. I don't know if you've noticed this, but there's more bugs everywhere every day.
Yes, and they're all starting to dress more flashy, too. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that.
It's because
That's
they're
true.
spending his money.
Yeah.
They got bright clothes on,
Yeah.
hats.
They take just like a little bit of his money. They take it down to the bug tailor. The bug tailor looks at that crisp new dollar and goes, "Oh, that looks delicious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you a brand new flashy suit so you can walk around." All right. Let's see. We got a toot toot from Kitten Butter Tube.
Right.
Kitten Butter Tube. Hello, new toot toot.
Toot toot, kitten butter.
Kitten Butter, please tell us where you're tooting from. It's great to have you here in the chat. We got Casual Johnable is asking, are you sure Bagless didn't watch that episode of DuckTales with the money moths the Beagle Boys used to try and steal Uncle Scrooge's money? Now, okay, the Beagle Boys, those Beagle Boys, is there anything they won't do to get a little bit of money? I would say Casual Johnable, I'm actually pretty sure that he was watching that episode of DuckTales. It seems very likely to me that he got the real world and DuckTales confused.
Oh, my.
That happens all the time.
Big Al.
That happens all the time.
Are you questioning Ted Bagless's journalistic integrity?
Not his journalistic integrity. I'm questioning his grip on reality.
Oh, well, okay, I'll give you that. But he's a good journalist.
Oh, he's a damn good journalist.
He writes what he sees. Now,
He's
what
like,
he sees may not be real.
He's like Hunter S. Thompson. Do you know what I mean?
Who's that?
Just one of the great journalists of the 20th century.
Okay.
But also a man who had no concept of what reality was.
Yep, sounds like a real Hunter S. Thompson.
So we got so Bagless is basically, if we're trying to define the guy, he's basically, just imagine a guy who's dating an ET from outer space, who's also watches nothing but DuckTales, and he's exactly like Hunter S. Thompson, except instead of doing a lot of drugs all the time, he just listens to Eddie Money and watches DuckTales. That's his deal.
That's Bagless.
That's Bagless. That's Bagless. All right, we did that. Okay. Kitten Butter says, tooting all the way from Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, my God. Long way from Nevada.
Yeah. Beautiful town. Been there a bunch. Love it there. It's a nice place. We got one more here. We got Secrets of the Cracker Barrel Dark Menu.
Oh,
did you read this one? Did you
read
read this
menu.
one? The Dark Menu at Cracker Barrel?
I read that one first.
It's wild. It is wild. They have a secret dark menu at Cracker Barrel that they don't tell you about. But
right.
They got all the, they got the all sort of I don't know, like experiences that might be too much for someone.
Oh.
So
you're looking at a menu, right? And you see your Uncle Herschel's, you see your Grandpa's Special.
You see your yeah, exactly.
And then let's say you fancy something, maybe a pleasure that's beyond the barrel.
Exactly.
You tell me that you can just ask for it?
Mm-hmm. And they all know about it, which is what's crazy. Because they seem like, the Cracker Barrel staff all seem they seem like just down to earth, friendly, just regular, normal people, right?
Right, yes.
But you start talking to them, and this is, I have not ordered off the dark menu at Cracker Barrel. But if you start talking to a Cracker Barrel waitstaff member about the dark menu, according to Ted, they become a whole different animal, where they just sort of like give you, they lay out in front of you this palette of otherworldly pleasures and dark, sinister desires.
What?
And they will speak in tongues.
Tongues?
They will it's at times their figure, their frame will start to shift almost into another plane.
Their frame
as
shift?
They're speaking to you.
Oh.
And this is it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I'm going to try it sometime. I'm going to order like the dark gravy or something next time I'm there. And I'm going to just see what happens. Just look them in the eye and just say, I hear you got it's not on the menu today, but I hear you got some dark gravy that maybe I could check out. Because this world's gravy, not that good. Not the best.
So you're like Clive Barker at the Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
You want a taste of that forbidden pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they do all that stuff...
It's not forbidden, though, because everybody can get it. That's the thing about Cracker Barrel.
That's true.
It is it's a humble but practical, or it's a humble but delightful passageway into the netherworld for pretty much anybody to take.
So it's like a country store Hellraiser.
I don't know if you goths out there know this, but Cracker Barrel is a very good sort of keyhole into the dark realm that you can just take any old day for like $12. You can eat there for cheap.
Oh yeah, the value.
Now the value is incredible. Cracker Barrel Dark, pleasure beyond the barrel. Sponsored content says @ sign. All right. Oh, Casual Johnable says the dark menu is primarily human meat, Uncle Herschel, etc. You know what? That doesn't bother me. That's not a deal breaker for me.
It doesn't bother you at all?
If we're talking about otherworldly delights and, sinister pleasures, I'm figuring there's going to be, at the very least, someone will have been murdered, or the person who had made that food for me will have sucked the life force out of someone else. So it's just kind of a given. You know what I mean?
So you're like
it's just kind of an exchange. It's an exchange of souls. I think that's just natural. That's just part of the dark experience. That's just part of being a juggalo, really.
I suppose. I suppose I can't argue with this stuff. It just feels like I shouldn't run into that darkness at Cracker Barrel.
Well, you definitely don't. Yeah, you don't want to be on the other end of it. Like, I don't want to become someone else's country ham, if you know what I mean.
But what if you order off the dark menu enough that quietly makes you a candidate for barrel meat? Seems only fair if you taste the forbidden barrel enough, the dark barrel.
That does seem like how that story would end.
Yes.
That seems like that would be the resolution of that.
If that was a Tales from the Crypt episode, that's totally how that would end.
Yeah, you would start by ordering something off the menu. You'd be like, that's delicious. Be like, this gravy is so much better than your regular gravy.
Right.
And then the meal would just get more extravagant, more complicated. And then you would find out, you'd be so distracted by the pleasures that you were experiencing. You'd be sort of entranced by the spinning eyes of the Cracker Barrel waiter that was waiting on you. And then you would look down and you would realize that you'd been eating your legs for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, totally.
You'd look down and you'd go, ah!
That's so tight. That would be such a good Tales from the Crypt.
Tight. You call that tight.
And the Crypt Keeper would be like, that's what he gets for going to the Hacker Barrel.
Oh, yes, he would.
He would do something fun like that.
The Crypt Keeper would totally do that.
Oh, man.
That does sound like him.
What else would he say?
He loves saying stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he would. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Oh, he'd be like,
do you need a deceit instead of receipt?
Yes.
Something like that.
Oh, my God.
He would say that.
Are you the Crypt Keeper? Jeez.
No, I'm not.
Speaking of...
But I have a lot of respect for the man.
Yes.
He's a hero.
Yeah.
Do you know that? Why can't I say his name?
Crypt
Keeper.
Yes,
He's a hero. He's an American hero. He was imprisoned in the Korean War.
He was?
Yeah. He fought.
Is he Korean?
He's not. No, he's American. The Crypt Keeper.
I don't know. He's a skeleton. I can't tell what gender, goddamn ethnicity he is.
He was a pilot. He flew jets in the Korean War, and he got shot down over Korea, and he spent some time in a POW camp. And since then, he's narrated. Since that conflict, he's narrated horror films.
Oh,
but he's an American hero, Purple Heart veteran.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, but he loves punts. Oh, he loves punts. He loves them so much.
There's got to be another Cracker Barrel.
But I think he probably found that affinity for puns in a prisoner of war camp.
Oh, you think so?
Probably. You'd come across a lot of horrifying things.
So they were poking him with the stick, and they were like, "Diddy Mow, Diddy Mow," and the Crypt Keeper's all like, "More like Diddy Meow," because there's a cat in there. And he laughs. Diddy Mow. I think that's probably the case.
Probably what happened. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
All right. Well, tons of respect to the Crypt Keeper. All right. You know what? It's 9:15. We have gone over an hour.
Uh-oh.
We've gone over an hour. We've made it to... Does anybody else in the chat have a question for us? Thank y'all so much for joining us in the chat. We got Etsign here. We got Casual Johnable. Thank you, Kitten Butter. It's great to have you. It's great to have you here. Be sure to like and subscribe. Oh, we're getting that spinning wheel. Did you see that?
We better sign off.
That means that something's happening. Oliver really wants us to play the game.
Well, it's just getting off. Should we play a minute or two of it? I'll probably kill this patient. Or should we save it for next week?
I think we should save it for next week because we're past time, and plus it's also going to be like, that whole camera thing is going to be kind of complicated.
Yeah.
But I got to say, toot toot, diddy meow to Casual Johnable, toot toot to Nathan.
Toot toot.
Oliver's saying, please. Here's a thing I would like to know about Oliver. I got to say.
Yeah.
How old is Oliver?
Well, he appears to be a child, or else
He appears to be a child.
Because
does
why
he
else
not?
would it be a big deal if he's up late?
Yeah.
I have to say he's probably a child.
I think Oliver might be a child.
And he's got a full-grown guff gland that squirts guff.
He's got that disease that makes you guffier.
He
at
produces
a younger
extra
age.
guff.
He produces extra guff. Oliver, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your toot toots over there in the tootin' column.
And I thank you.
Oliver's 9 years old.
Oh shit! We gotta start watching our mouths. We gotta start watching. We've been talking about animal soft spots, Diddy meows.
Oliver's
Dark
9
barrel.
years old. Toot toot.
Toot toot.
Toot toot to not be in double digits.
I respect your guff output for your age.
Yeah, it's a lot of guff.
You're a
That's
tough
a lot
boy.
of guff for someone who has not yet felt the harsh smack of that second digit upon their age. Good Lord.
Well,
Oliver, thank you so much for tuning in. Happy hump day to the 9-year-old Oliver. And I think we're probably done. We've gone over an hour.
yeah.
Unless anybody has any big... Oh, he says, Nate cusses all the time. Nathan P is sort of best friends with Oliver, from what I understand.
Well, shit.
They're good friends.
Let's
Nathan
just be
P,
cool then.
Nathan P hangs out with a 9-year-old all the time. That's like one of his things.
Cool. Well, let's just all be cool.
They're just buddies.
Yeah.
They just hang out and they kind of experience the world in different ways because one of them is an indeterminate. I have no idea how old Nathan is. That's a big question. That's a big question to me.
Could be like that
Seems like-
character from Graceland.
I think he might be a Dracula because he's like.
Oh.
I feel like he might have been alive for a really long time, but I have no idea.
That's alarming.
And his best friend is 9 years old. It's very weird. It's very weird. So,
some vampires stay 9 forever.
yeah. Oh man, wasn't that a tragic scene in an interview with a vampire?
Yeah.
That, you gotta. That's just a shame.
The whole movie was
Just a shame.
It's a
Just a
terrible
shame.
fate to be a Dracula. Really is.
But yeah, if nobody has any, we love all y'all in the chat. Thank you so much. If you're tuning in, be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to tune in every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. We do a lot of fun things on here. We didn't get to the game tonight, but that's okay because we had a lot to talk about, and we would love to answer one more question from the chat. We'll just answer one more question,
Okay.
and then we'll be out. Unless there was something else we wanted to talk about tonight. Was there something else we wanted to talk about?
I don't think there's nothing burning.
All right, praise the living fish, by the way.
Praise him.
Okay. Nathan is claiming he doesn't know Oliver.
Huh. Could have swore they knew each other. Just as an impression I got.
It was a vague sort of like it was hinted at by it was hinted at by Oliver because he said that we don't have to worry about our mouths because Oliver's 9. Nate is some indeterminate age, possibly a Dracul.
Yeah.
And Oliver was saying, hey, it's okay, you can cuss on your show because Nate, the Dracul I hang out with, cusses all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And then we were like, and so we were questioning whether or not we should actually buy that. And Nate said he has no idea who Oliver is.
That's confusing.
It's very confusing. Oh, here we go. Casual Johnable has a question. What else can you do with trash cheese? Is it like Coca-Cola where you can shine chrome and clean toilets? So trash can cheese.
Other than eat it, I mean, you could put a little on your neck. A little dab. Get some cheese scents.
A little dab will do you?
A little dab will do you. And catch you some ladies. And smell like, what kind of cheese you been eating? And you're like, the best. And you kind of shake your shoulders.
Yeah, you got to shake those shoulders.
Yeah.
I can see what. Yeah, I can see what
I
you're
mean?
doing there.
Imagine me smelling like cheese.
Yeah, let me see. Let me grab this here. Let me grab this here living fish real quick.
Yes. Let's close that with
All
him.
right. Now I'm feeling this thing now, and it's actually quite warm. It's quite warm.
It's alive, Big Howell.
Like it's actually a living fish, warm with the hot blood of a living fish.
Praise him.
Here, will you grab that? Will you grab that thing real
Sure.
quick, and we will let's. All right, folks. It's been a great episode. I know because I talked for most of it, and I always feel good about that.
Yes.
And I want to thank my partner in grime, Mr. Possum. This has been a fun night.
Toot toot.
Sorry we didn't get to the game. We'll do that maybe. I don't know. Probably not next week because I think we're gonna do like a clip show next week.
Clip
right?
show, yeah.
We're gonna do a clip show. All right, folks. We're the living fish is gonna play us out here in 3, 2, 1. It's been fun.
I love this song.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Oh, it's a damn good song.
I'd love to sweat.
La 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 la.
I wish I could sweat. I wish I could drink sweat. Well, I hear that old trash heap a calling. I think we best be rolling on.
Let's get out of here. All right, we're going to play the intro again and take off. Goodbye.
Toot toot.
Big Howell and Possum.
Toot toot.